Hello. The next topic that we are going to cover is brochures and leaflet. So we'll study today first brochure. What is a brochure? A brochure is an advertising tool for business and other organizations. So it tells you clearly that why do we require a brochure? We require a brochure to advertise our business, our products, or the information about our organization. It gives business owners a chance to sum up everything to the customer's need that they want to know in an easy to read, eye-catching piece of paper. So here we again come to know that it is very easily read by the readers, by the customers, and on a piece of paper only. So we can jot down the major points, required information on a piece of paper for the readers. Brochures should be in a size that makes them easy to place in public areas, mailing envelopes or set into display shelves at travel centers, restaurants, and the motels. A brochure will sell the business to the potential customer. We can make the brochure in such a way that it can be read by passers-by. Suppose people staying in a hotel, walking or loitering in the lobby of the hotel, and there is a standee where the brochure of the organization is kept. It has to be catchy, where the people can go and see, and it can be handy also, where they can pick up the paper and they can read about the products or the information about your organization. There are some major types of brochures. So let us study the first type of brochure, that is supplementary brochure. What the name suggests you, supplementary. Supplementary means add-on. This is an additional information brochure. It is known as supporting materials inside the press kits or the other promotional tools. These full-color brochures provide additional information. These brochures are available into multicolors. These are full-colored brochures, and they provide the additional information about the product or the organization. Means when somebody has ordered some material, along with it that person gets another brochure that's called the supplementary or additional brochure, which imparts the additional information or a product or a service. These are used by people for the target market to fully understand your business. We have a targeted market, we have a targeted audience where we want to inform them more than what they require. Suppose somebody has ordered a product from your organization and that person wants to know more about the products of the company, or doesn't want to know more about the product of the company, but is still an additional brochure is given. Sometimes people read that and find it more comfortable to buy that product which has been additionally informed to. What happens? Have you ever ordered a mobile phone? Did you receive just the mobile phone, or did you receive one additional brochure with it? Yes, we get one additional brochure with it which tells about more products of the same company, same brand, and this is why we require the additional or supplementary brochures. Support brochures are used when presenting a project or hosting a seminar. Means when we have a seminar, a workshop, or a conference, during those conferences and we are the host, we can provide such additional brochures. These are small enough to be brought home by your potential clients and with little or no problem. They may have no problem while carrying such supplementary brochure. These are very small in size, can be fitted into a pocket also. They can put it on their upper pocket and they can carry that easily with no problem to their home. They can put that in their car as well. So this is why this is called the supplementary brochure, additional brochure. Next brochure that we have is direct mail brochure. Have a question. What does the name suggest to you? Direct mail brochure. Here we are. This type of printed brochure is sent right at the doorstep of people. Hope you understand now. Direct mail brochures are sent directly to the doorstep. We receive sometimes the brochures at our home. And we have these people on our mailing list. Whomever we are sending the direct mail brochures, the people are already on our mailing list. These would go along with catalogs, postcards, or other promotional items that could be mailed. We are sending something to a person, and along with it we send it. Sometimes people order some products online, and while receiving those online products, the people receive the brochures which impart the knowledge of other products also of the same brand, and that is called the direct mail brochure. These mail brochures are directly received by the receiver of the product. Before sending out your direct mail brochures, you need to compile a list of your chosen clients, whether these would be your loyal customers or first-time shoppers that would want to know more about your offer. Sometimes we have our regular clients or customers. To them we can directly mail our brochures without thinking a moment. But sometimes we have some clients whom we have gotten the reference from some other clients, or we find those clients potential enough to have interest in our product. We need to select those customers, and we can only forward such direct mail brochures. Next is promotional brochures. If you are about to offer a huge sale or discount, promotional brochures should be part of your giveaway items. Whenever we have a sale in our company, shop, outlet, organization of a product, at that time we require promotional brochures. I hope now the name is clear to you, promotional brochures. These would not only help you spread the message, you can also leave a coupon or your contact details on the colored brochures for your customers' reference. Sometimes to grab the attention of the customer, we can leave one coupon into it. And this time, many companies are following it as a strategic plan. It comes under the strategic management. This way, they would keep your material and would possibly refer to it once they would like to try your offer. Suppose they want in future, they want to avail your offer that you have provided them, they will certainly go through your brochure just because of the additional coupon that you have given to them with that promotional brochure. There are still other types of custom brochures that could fit your need. Just stay focused on your plan, and you can be sure that these custom materials would be their work for you. Next type of brochures we have are purpose-based brochures. First is Leave Behind. This type of brochures are named for the brochures you leave behind after meeting a potential customer. Being a medical representative, you go to a doctor and you leave that brochure on the desk of the doctor. Once you have left from the doctor's cabin, that person will find that brochure as a medical representative's document and will read it. Write this type of brochure with a complete description of your product and its benefits. Summarize your sales pitch to echo one you just gave. The product which you have imparted, you need to give such an information over this brochure that it must echo. It must speak louder than the words have been written on this brochure. Keep your words forever in the brain. We can have taglines or jingle lines also. These days, many companies are using their brand name with the jingle line or the title line. It can be of 2 words or a sentence also. Or at least you must write a long enough, there has to be something written long enough to get them to buy your product. It must attract that much that they must buy your product. This is called the type of brochure leave behinds. Next are focused and targeted point of sale brochures. Point of sales are best described as the type you might encounter while standing in line at a bank. This was the most appropriate example. While standing in the queue of a bank, we might encounter brochures kept aside. These have to be catchy enough that it can grab the attention of the people, those who are standing in a queue of a bank. This was the example just for the bank. For other examples also, suppose we are going somewhere to purchase the movie tickets, if not ordering online. So that time we can see there are some standees where there are some brochures kept into it. Those are the targeted uh, brochures and known as point of sale brochures, where we can pick it out and we can read about the details of the other products. And this is called the point of sale brochure. You notice a rack of brochures, and it is just so happens that they are conveniently located right there for you to enjoy. And these are the point of sale brochures. You didn't know you could get free checking if you brought a certificate of deposit? You take a brochure, you'll read about it later. Point of sale brochure, write a catchy headline that makes sure you have a notice visual to the work with the headline. Your goal is to get potential customers to see your brochure. Be curious enough to pick it up, and even more important, to keep it. These point of sale brochures have to be carefully designed that the customers not only must see it, but they must also pick it out. They must read it and keep it in their pocket carefully for future references. Point of sale brochures are written in such a way that the readers must become the customer of that product. They must buy that service or they must purchase the product. These are the point of sale products. Respond to inquiries. As the name suggests, if somebody has already set an inquiry, then we will respond to that inquiry. That's called the responding inquiry brochures. When people ask about your product, they're obviously interested. It is very clear that people, those who are interested in buying the products, they will set an inquiry. Sending this type of brochure for a qualified buyer is respond to inquiry brochures type. They are qualified because they are much more likely to buy than someone who hasn't contacted you. If someone contacts you for knowing about the product, sometimes you keep the contact details of that person with you. And here we have the targeted audience whom we would like to send the brochure to. And this is called the Respond to Inquiries brochure. Hammer home all of your sales points and pack your brochure. You need to pick and pack your brochure with facts to convince them they can't live without your product. When somebody has set an inquiry, pick and pack the brochure, send it to your reader, send it to the person who has set already an inquiry, and that person will certainly be happy to receive the brochure. But the brochure has to be designed in such a way that your reader must buy the product. He has to be or she has to be forced to buy the product. Next type of brochure we have is sales support brochure. Tool sales support is very similar to Leave Behind. It is as same as the sales Leave Behinds, but a little difference is there. And the difference is this type of brochure can be used as selling aid. It is for selling aid. It is directly for a sell purpose, whereas the Leave Behind is for the informative purposes. It used to impart an information, but whereas a sales support can provide the information about the selling products. Your salesperson uses them to guide them through their sales pitch. They have larger pages, larger photos and larger headlines. Now that you know that type of brochures, figure out where they fit into the buying product of you. That way, you will not only know the type of brochures you need, but how to write it well. So this is the sales support brochure where you can write the brochures, you can impart the information. These has more photographs, this has more information comparatively than the Leave Behinds. Leave Behinds will have just the pinpoint information. It will impart the information of the required product in just bullet points. Whereas sales support products would be imparted as the brochures will have all the products detailed knowledge. Now these were the types of brochures. We will come back now for the prior planning while before we are about to make one brochure. What plannings should we take care of while we are going to prepare one brochure? Let us start with first determine objectivity. We need to find out the objectivity while before we are going to write a brochure. Why do we need to make a brochure? What is our objective? Do we need to make a brand? Do we want that the larger number of people must know about our brand? This is called making a branding. Or we want to sell a product. Suppose somebody has already a good name in the market. That person has now a new product, wants to impart information about the product and wants to sell the product more. The after all objectivity behind an organization is to sell the products, definitely, but we require it to be known to people also, and we need to determine the objectivity before we are going to draft one brochure. Find out the large audience. This is called our analysis about the audience. We need to analyze the audience. Which area should we go to cater the most audience? Where we find the major audience coming for the same target. Example, if we have some eating joint and we have a new product over there, so what age people would be coming, would they prefer to come to our outlet to have and enjoy that product of ours? And where can we find such audience? So this is called finding out the larger audience. How can we find and what kind of audience will prefer what? Example, some senior fellows would never like the catchy and glimpse of the colorful brochure. They would like the decent brochures. In comparison to them, the youth generation will certainly prefer a colorful brochure. Now next point is select the key message to be conveyed. What do you want to convey? The key points have to be, because now on brochures we cannot write detailed information, so only the bullet points can be imparted. So here we come to know that we need to impart only the information over the brochure in key messages. We can write the bullet points, and if required we can write a little more about those bullet points. Allocate the budget, important part. Now this comes the need that we need to know the budget. What is our budget? Here is a need of knowing the budget. How much can we spend over a brochure? And how many brochures are we going to get published? So here we need to know, before we are getting the brochures printed, we need to know the budget also. That can we have 2 pages brochure? Can we have 3 pages brochure? Can we have 4, 5, 6 or a number of brochures in the as in the pages? So we need to allocate the budget. Next point is check whether it is as per the intended usage. The usage that we have set, is it as per the usage, or it is going behind, or it is lagging somewhere behind as per the intended usage we had? We need to keep a check on it, and then after we are supposed to prepare the brochure. Find out the benefits offered by the company, products and services. We need to now find out the benefits that are being offered by the company, product or the services. What are the benefits that can be jotted down on a piece of paper that can attract the audience more? How would the audience be preferring it? Would the audience be liking it? Now think, when you before make one brochure, what would you like to see in a brochure? The homework for you from now on is, whenever you visit any organization, any company, institution or an outlet, you get one brochure from there. Do you find that brochure very attractive? What is there in the brochure? What is so attractive? Find it out, and that would be one planning for you. There are some important points to be kept in mind while before we are going to compose one brochure. On a brochure, first point is complete knowledge of the product. We must write down the complete knowledge of the product. Remember, completeness is the last C of the 7 C's of communication. We are supposed to impart the full knowledge and the complete knowledge of the product on that piece of paper as a brochure. Your targeted audience must know everything in details but in short span, just on the brochure. Now we need to see the color scheme. What is the color scheme? Is the color good enough to catch the eye of the readers? Is it catchy? Is it good? Is it decent? Is it attractive? Example of the combination: blue and yellow is a good combination. Red and yellow is a good combination. White and black is a good combination. So we need to see the good combination of the colors and where we can see what is going on. Example is, suppose we have a yellow base and we write on that yellow base with blue. That will be more catchy, isn't it? So here we have the color scheme. And the next point to be taken care of is graphical elements. Now the charts, the figures, the graphic products, similar products available in the market. Different companies are offering the similar products, but what is unique in your product? The customer must know this. Is the price of the product unique? Are you offering the same product at the lesser price? Are you giving some additional features? What is so good in your product? And that's called the USP, or the uniqueness of the product. This has to be given over the brochure. Overall, the brochure has to be unique. Come up with the comparative study. While before making a brochure, see other brochures available in the market for the same product. Compare and then make the finest brochure for your product. Next is, the language should be simple and clear. Keep it clear and simple. Here we need to take care of the KISS formula. Keep it short and simple. The language which you are imparting with the brochure has to be euphemistic. It has to be very formal but simple and clear. Even the simplest person, the one who does not belong to your country or the culture, must also be able to read it properly and should be interested in buying the products. Now, next is, brevity should be there so that it catches the attraction. Make it compact. It has to be small but good. It doesn't matter how much you write. What matters how good you write. So it has to be very nicely written. People must see a crisp information which is there. Means the crunch out of it has to be given over there on the piece of paper, and this is what is brevity. Next is, it should be presentable and the layout should be attractive. In order to write the information on the piece of paper, sometimes we make it not presentable. That can be only presentable for one generation. So once we have find out our generation, which generation is going to read it out and which class is going to read it out. Example is, would the people, those who have sufficient amount, would be able to purchase it? Would they go for it, or some other people would be going for it? Here we need to see, if they are ready to purchase it, which language would they prefer? Is the paper quality presentable? Are we able to present it properly? Is the color scheme properly arranged? Is it presentable? And the layout means, is it too sparkling? Is the layout of the brochure of the younger generation, is it so casual that only these students be attracted? This has to be taken care of. All the generation people must respect your brochure properly. Now we come to next point, that is leaflet. Leaflets, flyers, handbills are type of open letter or postcard designed to be handed out to people. Primarily, people used to fly the flyers via helicopter or plane from the sky. But it failed after some time. People stopped doing this. People still try this as a strategy, but not very much. Now, why do we call it as leaflet? It is like a leaf which can be carried on a hand. This is called pamphlet on the palm size. It has to be of the palm size. Next is handbill. All same. Handbill is also same. Handbill. It is handy. It is of a hand size. So these are the open letters, kind letter or a postcard designed which can be circulated handy and can be handled carefully by the people. They are used by individuals or business to promote their products. They are a form of mass marketing or small scale community communication. This is for the small scale community communication. People those who are working at the small scale for the publicity of the product, they can easily use leaflets as the strategy of the product's information. They can impart the information to many people with the help of leaflets. Now we come back to the size of a leaflet. A leaflet can be in the size of A4, A5, A6, or it can be of credit card size also. We have a credit card, we have such cards also in our pocket. We can also have a leaflet of that size that we can easily put in our wallet. It can be A4 size, A5 size, or A6 size also. A leaflet can be of C fold and Z fold also. It can be folded round. It can be of Z fold also, zigzag. We can fold it that way also. Now we have 4 P's of a leaflet. How can we make our leaflet effective? We have 4 P's for that leaflet. P's are, first P stands for punchline. A punchline has to be an attention grabbing line. It has to be a jingle line. The slogan or the line which we are writing as a punchline has to be a concrete line. It must show that we have something as in good as a punchline. Next is promotion. It has to be for the promotional sake. Certainly the one exact need of a leaflet is promotion of the product. So it must be for the promotional sake only. Next is precision. It has to be precise. Precision is the important tool to be taken care of as a leaflet's strategy of 4 P's. The third P, precision, shows that it has to be very small but very good. Small, compact, but very attractive and informative. The entire information that we want to impart to the customers has to be imparted. Persuasion. The last P stands for persuasion. It has to be persuasive. Remember, we cannot be authoritative. We can only be persuasive. Here we can just persuade the customer to come to us to visit our organization and to have a look of our product and to buy it. This has to be persuasive in nature. These are the 4 P's of leaflet. We come back now to understand the purpose. First P, that is purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is to put across an argument. What is this? Why do we need to sell it? Why do you need to purchase it? What is your need? Just one punchline can be put forward, the purpose. Next is to draw attention towards the cause or an event. What is the cause? What is the event? Why we need it? Why do we need to attend it? We need to impart the information through an attention drawing line. Next is to present idea with more impact. The idea which is already present in the market, we are presenting. So what unique do we have? So through a leaflet, we can put forward the uniqueness. So this is why we need to have the idea, but we need to present it with more impact. Now next point is designing a leaflet. How can we design a leaflet? So your text must be persuasive. Persuasion is one-way art. It is of convincing somebody, but on one way. So because of we being employers, we being organizations, we being companies, we being products, we need to be persuasive to be bought by the customers. So your product must shout that please purchase me, I am the best one for you. So your leaflet must provide such information of the product that the buyers must say that I am the best product for you, please buy me. Persuasive. Next is interesting. It has to be interesting. However, sometimes what happens, people do not have any wish or any desire to buy the same product. But sometimes what happens, does it happen that we just get a glimpse of a piece of paper and we make a mood, yes, we can, why not going for it? We can purchase it also. So sometimes when we go to a shopping mall, when we go to buy a phone or anywhere else, we see something and we purchase it. And however, while before going that, we had something else in our mind to purchase. This is called interesting. It has to be very interesting. Next is, it has to be catchy and memorable. It has to be so catchy that the people must look at it and must go towards it. And memorable, that the jingle line or the tagline, products information has to be so attractive that it can be memorized by people. While going back to their home, they can keep the jingle line in their mind and they can keep this product in their mind, in the pocket as well. The format should be in points and bullets. Here in leaflets, we cannot provide full information. Comparatively, in brochures, I told you we can write more detailed description. But in leaflets, we can write only in points and bullet points. We can have just single line or one topic about the product's information. Next, pictures can be included. Seeing the paper size and the availability of the space, we can use the pictures also. But remember, pictures have to be relevant and unique, catchy and descriptive. Now, since we have studied brochures and leaflets, we must see the differences between brochures and leaflets also. A leaflet is designed on single sheet, whereas a brochure can be in the form of a booklet. So first difference is, a leaflet is generally a single sheet of paper. It can be C fold or Z fold or any other fold. It can be A4, A5 or A6 or a credit card shape, but a booklet of any size can be a brochure. Next is, a leaflet is cost effective. As I told you that people at this low community communication, they use it as the very effective tool of their mass branding, as it has a number of audience. So we can use it as a tool of cost-effective strategy. Whereas since we use brochures on a glossy paper, little costlier. It is comparatively costlier. Next difference we have is, a leaflet is for general purposes, whereas a brochure is for specific purposes. A leaflet can provide knowledge of one general product, which is for all the readers, which is for the all customers. As a leaflet can provide information of a newly opened outlet, but a brochure can provide information about the products of that same outlet. What all products are being services, products and the things which are being provided from the same outlet can be on a piece of paper. But those papers can be compiled together and would be coming up as a brochure. So it is specific. It is for the specific purposes as a brochure. Next, a leaflet is brief. It is very compact, very small, whereas a brochure is more detailed. Whenever we write on a piece of paper, it is obviously very much short. We write in just points, and when we illustrate or elaborate it more, we detail, we explain and we persuade more, then it becomes a brochure. So a brochure is more detailed. And the last difference is, a leaflet can be distributed, but a brochure has a specific group and the targeted audience. Example, a leaflet can be distributed to everyone who passes by, but whereas a brochure can only be distributed to the targeted audience. It has a specific audience whom it can be distributed to.